Next, 24 soldiers were killed and 13 injured in Pakistan as NATO aircraft attacked the tribal region bordering Afghanistan last month. The incident sparked angry reactions from Islamabad. RT's Tariq Mahuddin talks to the country's former head of intelligence, Hamid Gul, about the consequences the incident may have for the future of U.S.-Pakistani relations.
NATO forces attacked residential districts of Pakistan's tribal areas. Servicemen were killed, others wounded. How will this incident impact the Pakistan-US relations? And how will Pakistan respond to it? Hamid Gul, retired Pakistani Army general who served as the Director General of the Inter-Services Intelligence, is talking to us about the aftermath of the incident. In your opinion, what are the consequences of this incident? Can we say that Pakistan has already responded in full, or should we expect further actions from it?
Well, they are very bad at the moment, and I think there is a public hue and cry. This is only going to give a boost to the right-wingers here, whereas Americans are trying to manipulate in Pakistan that the political direction in future after they withdraw should be more to the left, more towards the liberal kind of dispensation. But I think inevitably it is going to drift more to the right, giving status of most favored nation to India had already created a situation where the right-wingers were very annoyed. And since I belong to the right-wingers, we are going to have a very big rally in Lahore on 18th of December. And we will see how the nation responds, what vibes I'm getting. I think it is going to be very good. That's one aspect. The other is that Americans want to withdraw. They have already declared 30,000 troops out this year by the 31st of December, and more troops to go out, and finally they vacate in 2014. They are now trying to create a situation where they can, through Bonn Conference and through Istanbul Conference, Bonn is an extension of Istanbul, that somehow India should be installed as a proxy power in Afghanistan. Now that is not going to be acceptable. It is not going to work. And at this juncture, if they have come and struck Pakistan, that means they do not wish to, somebody in America doesn't wish the President of America to announce withdrawal. It means that it's actually a fallout of the conflict which is going on between the White House and the Pentagon on one side, and neocons and the Indian lobbyists, Israeli lobbyists, all of them are aligned with the Pentagon. So obviously it's as much an attack on Pakistan as it is on Obama's future policies, because I was expecting that immediately after the Bonn, after they've been given some kind of face saving, Obama would come up with his announcement, much expected, because American public opinion is now turned against this war. And 86% voters of the Democrats, which is Obama's party, they want quick withdrawal. That means if Obama is to get some political benefit out of it, he must get bulk of his troops out of Afghanistan before he goes to polls in November next year. So that is how the calculation is being done. And 67% voters of the Republicans, which is opposition, they also want quick withdrawal. But somebody there does not want quick withdrawal. The Indians don't want, Israelis don't want, because Israelis want Iran to be chastised and Pakistan's nuclear program and nuclear assets to be brought under watchful eyes of the Western countries through IAEA or whoever. So there is a big tussle which is going on. But add to this the other forces which do not want the withdrawal to take place, and they are the security contractors. 100,000 plus security contracts in Afghanistan. Narcotic trade is going on at a huge volume. 92% of the world's requirement of raw opium is being catered to by the Afghan production. And then there is the military establishment, which knows that as soon as Obama pulls out troops, he is going to cut the military budget. So there are multiple complex factors which are affecting the American policy. Basically, it is a confusion as a result of a confusion which exists. Because if in my opinion, as a professional soldier, because war is nothing but the control of line of supplies. If line of supplies are not in your control, or if they are not passing through friendly areas, then you are doomed. That simple lesson we learn from the annals of military history. So Americans have shot themselves in the foot. They are lying when they say that we can create an alternative route from Riga through Russia to Kazakhstan to Uzbekistan and down to Afghanistan. No, sir. And I would not recommend that these countries should get into this fray, because if they do, then the fallout will be on them. And you know, this is an irregular warfare. It can travel across the borders. So it would be best for them not to get involved into this. The Arab world is up in arms, and the Cairo issue is not settled. Various other, Libya is not settled as yet fully. We have still to see which way the winds blow in Libya. We have Syrian issue, we have many other issues. So I don't think it's really realistic to think that they can open another front against Pakistan. Pakistan is not an ordinary country. It's not Iraq. It's not Afghanistan. Pakistan can resist, and then whole region will be turned into an inferno. It will light a fire which they will not be able to control. So I don't think it is possible for them to think of that.
Pakistan has now announced that it's cutting off supply routes and demanding that the US vacates the Shamsi air base. How would the international forces continue its operation until 2014? Do you believe the Americans will attack Pakistan's tribal areas again in the future?
Pakistan holds the whip hand. Pakistan has told them, go away from Shamsi base. That means Pakistan has virtually told them that whatever understanding secretly existed between us, that is now out. And if Pakistan does not cooperate, drone attacks cannot go on. They may be just one or two, but the scale at which they are taking place now, it is not possible to maintain that scale. So Pakistan has now all the advantages. Pakistan has now to put conditions. Number one, India will not be installed as a proxy power, because that will create, and I am warning this for the Russians and for the regional countries, if India gets a place larger than life in Afghanistan, you have another state of Israel there, and it will create problems for the whole region. For Iran, for Russia, for Central Asian countries, for Pakistan, and particularly for China. So this is going to be a lot of problem. Okay, now that is what Pakistan must say. Pakistan must say that there will be an even-handed policy between us. Secondly, Pakistan must now insist. Pakistan must open, of course, Golden Bridge must be left open. If they want to withdraw, it is good for Pakistan. The sooner they go, the better for Pakistan and for everybody else also in the region, except India and except Israel. Now, if they agree that we should be given the same status, nuclear status as India, it will be a legitimate demand, because that's a sword always hanging on Pakistan. Nuclear, nuclear, nuclear. Yeah. And we should say we are a declared nuclear power. You have to accept our position. Put us in the nuclear club along with you and other countries. This is another condition. Third condition that we should put to them is that please tell India that if they want a most favored nation status, whatever it is, yes, they must settle the Kashmir issue according to the will of Kashmiri people. It's a human rights issue. It's the right of a nation. And they are simply ignoring it because America is not interested in settlement of Kashmir issue. And finally, we should say that your embassy here is not, it's a wartime embassy within us. You're fighting war against us, and you have maintained your troops inside your embassy. You have built barracks there. Please now cut it down to only diplomatic level like any other country. Like, for instance, Russia. Now the future problem is, our problems are because of American presence in Afghanistan. So we must say that as quickly as possible you should go. We will help you. We will open the routes for you, but on certain conditions. So we are in an eminently good position today. There will be a lot of people. I was just hearing another opinion that we will be isolated. This is diabolical nonsense. Nobody can be isolated, because if it is NATO which is isolated in Afghanistan today. Absolutely. It is not Pakistan which is isolated. I don't know what they are talking about. So we should not be afraid of isolation. Russia has now come up with a very good friendly gesture that they are prepared to give us $5 million of aid, $500 million for our steel mill. America has never done any such thing for us. America has never given us any such package, bailout package. In fact, they block our ways. So now that we have identification of friend and foe, it is China, Russia combination with other countries of the Asiatic region, leaving India out unless India wants to come on board. If they want to come in, well and good, but they have to settle Kashmir first, and then only they can come in. So I think we have a very good position at the moment. I think I look at it very positively. And Americans will have to yield because they have only supplies of 15 days at the most in Afghanistan today. Yes. And if we can hold our breath, remain steadfast for 15 days, they will come begging to you and they will say that please, we are prepared to give concession. Maybe all concession they don't give, but many of these concessions we can extract from them today.